Hello, we're talking about Arthur Conan Doyle being a great author. Who definitely keeps track of everything that he wrote. Hi, people. Hi, Miss Hikiro.
Hello.
Speaking of women,
Swoosh.
Bear is drawing yet another face.
Yet another face.
Woman.
Face. Very Aurelia. The vibe I'm getting so
Yeah,
far.
I was also thinking of really. Glad I wasn't the only one.
Twitch remix? Oh, yeah, there's a bit of frame, man. Sorry. Also, I'm going to let Pickle in. So here I'm going to zoom in on another picture of Pickle as I saw her today walking into the bathroom. I'm going to put some music on and be back in a second. Entertain people.
What? How dare you?
Bear is apparently in the 30s for the face counts, and that's a lot of faces, Bear.
Dang, Bear. How dare you?
You've drawn 30 some odd faces and you've read a whole book, and it's not even the end of January.
Yeah, that's insane. I'm glad. Did Chris leave the stream just on the cat and not on Bear drawing? Chris.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Not that there's anything wrong with the cat, but it is very funny.
I return.
Hi.
Hi.
I was judging your professionalism.
Yeah, that's fair. I have said hello to Pickle. She has forgiven me for my crimes.
Oh, but has she?
Have you? She's cleaning, so I'll take that as a yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what
She's
she
at least
wants
indifferent.
to
She got sketches, don't worry. Full body strokes as she rolls on the floor, that's a new thing. What am I drawing? I had not planned that.
Well, I mean, there's still more RPG shenanigans you could draw.
Yeah, most of my notes are Saltarello and Wimble do a thing.
Well, let them do a thing.
Hey, Bet.
You could draw so many shenanigans.
Yeah, I feel like... So there are some parties where, like, there's a very obvious this character is corralling. And there are characters who need to be corralled. I feel like both of these are characters who need to be corralled. For different...
I think so far all the characters need to be corralled for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like, there's always a voice of reason. It's just highly dependent on the situation who that is.
Who has the brain cell?
Which is great. And now I have to figure out collectively where they're going.
You gave us a town.
I gave them a town.
That's your fault.
That's not my fault. That's the game's fault. Yeah. That's what I'm doing this stream. I'm trying to figure out what are safe bets for what people would like to visit. And also who are NPCs I want you to know. Which, for the record, there are like 25 I can pick from. Just from the book. That's not even including NPCs I can make up.
Well, if it
or
helps,
are gonna be forced to make up on the spot.
if it helps, Saltarello would like to meet each and every one of them. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I figured. Right.
It's a pickle.
The problem here is, Miss, I don't know if you're joking or not, all things considered.
I have not talked to Miss about anything in this campaign.
This is definitely the kind of campaign where there could be either a character whose name either is Stabby Jack or a character where after describing them to Miss would go, cool, their nickname is now Stabby Jack.
Oh no, that's entirely fair. Considering I know some of the named characters, that's entirely fair. Both for nickname and for Miss to do. But I have no talk.
Yeah.
I have a Stabby Jack character. You just can. Who is Stabby Jack? Fritz? Oh, Fritz. That would make sense.
Sorry if I occasionally pause. Pickle is in a mood. She wants things to attack.
Okay, so I guess the joke here is that Miss wants you to somehow put Fritz into Crooked Moon.
Oh, he can be in there easy. With all the other shit that's in this campaign, Fritz can fit in easy.
And the fun thing is, I'm pretty sure he could fit in easy in both vanilla form and Weasel.
Yeah.
Have Fritz and Maxie
sorry.
met yet?
Hmm?
Have Fritz and Maxie met yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, that needs to happen.
Because Fritz was like the first Dishonored campaign, and Maxie was the second Dishonored campaign. And then Humblewood, it obviously didn't happen because Fritz had Sal/Todd to lug around. That was basically how that would go. I could definitely make Fritz a weasel is the thing. Which would be really funny considering something else in this campaign.
I am not wrong.
You're absolutely not wrong. I might actually DM you with how not wrong you are.
Always a good sign.
I will be the secret keeper of the secrets, which I will then forget in 5 minutes because I have so many other things I have to shove in my brain. Yay! And this is why we write things down. Because if your brain says, oh, I'll remember that later, that's the devil talking.
But what if this time it does? You know, it's happened so many times before, surely I've learned.
I know enough about probability theory to know what the sunk cost fallacy is. I ain't falling for that. Okay, yeah, Cheeb, that's funny.
I told you.
I wasn't expecting to be quite that on the nose, but there we go.
Yeah. You somehow you did it. And for everyone else, you'll figure it out. With everyone else, I mean Chris and Kira.
I'm sure by the time it comes up I would have forgotten that we had this conversation, so it's fine.
It's not gonna be long before it comes up, so...
Oh, right, okay.
It's not gonna be months and months before it comes up again. Or it shouldn't be, otherwise something has gone severely wrong.
I mean, that or the characters get very distracted.
Which is also possible.
Also a possibility, but they do have a dinner appointment, so I think it's gonna be fine. Anyway, don't worry about it.
There we go, and very loosey-goosey, sketchy drawing. I've got time for detail. So yeah, how's everybody's weekend been? Marvelous.
Cold.
Yeah.
Apparently everyone's been cold.
Gold. Loosey goosey, sketchy wetchy. Minus 14. Oh god. That's approximately 30 too cold.
The fun thing is that works regardless of how you're adding those 30 degrees. Yeah, I think around here we got most of the snow out yesterday. So now it's just going to be a matter of like moving it out of the way. But my work has also been like, hey, yeah, the campus is just closed on Monday. Figure it out. Which some classes it's like, okay, cool, I've got a wiggle room day, it's whatever. Other classes it's like, okay, cool, I've got other things that I can tell the students to do. And then there is one of the classes that's a Monday only organic chemistry lab. And there's not much they can do about it. So I'm glad I'm not in charge of that course because I have no idea how I would try and work with, hey, we've been out.
Good 5 inches and no ice, so set dressing. I mean, that's certainly
So
enough over here
basically,
to. After you.
I mean, 5 inches and no ice. Basically, what you're telling me is right now outside looks like a Hallmark movie.
I saw a post on Tumblr. Somebody made a comic, which was what if those classic Hallmark movies, but it turned out to actually be a folk horror, where people keep getting abducted into Christmas-themed towns away from cities.
Oh boy.
It got creepy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have seen discussions before, like there's a fine line between like comedy and horror, and it mostly just depends on framing. Similarly, there's a fine line between romance and horror, and again, it just depends on framing. There was a movie that came out a while ago where basically it was like Sleeping Beauty but sci-fi essentially. And I was watching one person's sort of breakdown and review of it, and basically they sort of came to the conclusion of if you just like reorder these sections and change some stuff at the ending, this isn't a romance anymore, this is a horror movie.
Yeah. Apparently we've talked about this before.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Are you bored, Pickle? She's wandering around, working out what to destroy. No, she has a window to look out. She has found something that was crocheted. It's Flynn. Why do you hate Flynn so much? She hates Flynn.
I mean, it'd be kind of funny if she was offended by the color green. Considering her name.
Today I'm reinforcing the notion in my head that it is very difficult to draw a lizard skull without making it look like a dog. Thanks, Wamble.
Wamble.
Should I go hunt down some pictures of lizard skulls?
I have pictures. I'm working from reference, or as much reference as I can find for this pose.
We all know it's Wamble. It's about the energy. The energy is correct. Look at those sillies.
Miss says to channel Cubone.
And very different reactions to being abandoned in the woods.
Very different reactions.
Seems fair.
No, I missed the face. Zoomed out just in time for it not to be there. Aha! Face! Look at that face.
Ooh, good face.
Good face. You swoopy hair. Those cheekbones.
Fancy lady. The vagrant. Here.
Yeah, the vagrant. It was a frog with a banjo.
I mean, in the vagrant's defense, he doesn't control the train. The train goes, and he has to be there.
Cursed.
Yeah, the train sort of exploded into evil, and then we fought it, and then it went off.
Yeah,
And it's like,
it prepared itself and was like, the vagrant was just like, well, I guess I gotta go. I'll come pick you up later.
So year. We got a couple of weeks in the woods. It's fine. Well, there is a town, but
Yeah. And nothing bad's gonna happen in those weeks.
no, not at all.
What could possibly happen?
Because nothing cursed ever happens in towns in the middle of the woods.
No.
That's definitely not a fairy tale trope at all.
No.
Look, perfectly fine. We left off in the woods. We found the town. We stopped a baby goat being killed by a pack of wolves, and everyone's definitely happy that we did that.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely not part of the sacred ritual.
No.
Don't worry.
Way of drawing it, it does look like the vagrant is balancing on top of a toilet there.
You put him there.
The T-Rex is going to be so mad at you all.
Is it T-Rex? Oops.
T-Rex?
In the woods? What is this? Final Fantasy VIII? I hope not. Chib's normally quite good at telling stories. What do you want, you monster? She wants, and that is as far as she's got.
Fuck.
What?
Sorry, something popped up on my computer. Thought I had that tab muted. I guess not.
Mood pickle. You don't know what you want to, but God do you want. Yeah. Speaking of not knowing what's going on, for anyone who was unfortunate enough to be at the stream last night, apologies, but afterwards we had a chat, and I worked out what I think is a cursed solution to actually getting those streams to work, which is to stream with 2 microphones in front of me. And also headphones over earphones. So I think that's my plan for round 2.
Jank.
Jank. Nothing could be more jank than what happened yesterday. So your only way is up.
I mean, you say that, but I find that with jank, there can always be more jank.
Well, I'm trying to live in hope. I need hope. Ever look at an OC and think you're wasted on me, you're way too cool to belong in my brain? No, all of my OCs are doofuses. Doofi? Yeah, so I'm following in Kiro's footsteps, apparently, of having, like, 2 sets of headphones or whatever. So I'm gonna have to dig out my, my SM58. Which, if you don't know what an SM58 is, you know what an SM58 is. It's one of the few music tech references I'm comfortable making. Because if you imagine a microphone, right, you are imagining an SM58. They're bloody everywhere. Yes, I'm going to have to speak through that into Discord, so I'm going to sound a bit weird. But stream should sound the same. Because I will use this microphone for the stream. Jank. Wires. Cables. Many cables. I also have to dig out an old audio router thing. Interface, that's the word. Luckily, I never throw anything away. No, Miss! Briar's yours. No one can take her away from you. We can but sit next to you with wide eyes going, ooh.
Hey, miss, have you considered? You're also pretty cool.
Yeah. Improve my lettering a bit.
I do completely understand the I have no fucking idea how to write this mood, though, because, I've apparently walked my way into convincing myself that my dissertation needs to be a narrative study type qualitative analysis, and I'm sitting here going, cool. The person who mostly writes technical reports is going to do a narrative. Oh boy.
Sometimes you just gotta push yourself out of your comfort zone. Oh no, cramp. Ooh. Move around. I mean, moving around regularly is a good thing to do anyway, which is something I've not done today.
Yeah, I've also not moved around much, but in my defense, cold.
There's all the more reason to move around. Get that body temperature going.
Yeah, but if I stay in the blankets, then the body temperature stays in the blankets with me.
What if you move around with the blankets, though?
I have a lot of blankets. I've got like layers of blankets. I've got like the bottom sheet, a comforter, a quilt, and then 2 knitted blankets.
It's going to build up strength, isn't it? Training with weights on, but it's blankets.
Yeah, but also if they're like behind me, then like it's okay. Gonna be hard to walk with them wrapped around me, and if I do the whole like cape bit, then I've got the whole front open, and that sort of defeats the purpose of the blankets for the warming. I have gotten out of the blankets today. I had to get out to grab some food to eat for lunch, but for the most part. Rain have a party hat on?
This was Saltarello's view from behind a train while there was a fight happening, and Plams's character got real big. And all Saltarello could see were their little hair buns sticking above the train. sounds of
Giant woman.
smashing and smashing. There was indeed a giant woman. Did smash.
It's still very funny to me that the delicate-looking doll character is the berserker.
Yeah. And now we know why. Have we mentioned that the train attacked us? I don't think we've done that yet.
I don't know if you have.
We fought a train. You know, perfectly normal
You
things to do.
suplex people.
I don't think, no. I think we couldn't suplex, unfortunately, but I think we went through some of the other moves of Sabin. Bum rush? I think that was mentioned. I mean, I believe in Lenore. If Lenore wanted to suplex a train, I reckon she could, but... We fought a wild train. It was pretty wild. Needed taming.
It was pretty wild. It was crooked.
Yeah. I remember that. Bears posting silly things. There's a video idea I want to do maybe this year, which is just a short doodling and explanation of all of the ideas I have for detectives. Which is technically 5. And one of them's on a train, so you gotta have a detective on a train. It's tradition.
I mean, the train is just like a very convenient way to have not exactly a locked room murder case, but like that but larger, because the whole idea is like, okay, you're on a moving train. There's only so many ways you can get on or off a train without becoming just human jam. So they had to have been on the train since we've been moving for a while, and they probably haven't gotten off the train because we are still moving very fast.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it's not like any of the potential suspects. Well, okay, barring like weird, like spy thriller nonsense. For the most part, your potential suspects can't leave, so it's not like you have to go hunt them down because they're on the train.
Yeah, it's very much everyone's here. Someone here has done it. You know.
Who done it?
Who done it? It's Clue. We're playing Cluedo now. Yeah. Which is also why I thought it was very interesting that the first Lupin story takes place on a boat.
Oh,
Like, ooh. That's
Yeah,
interesting
'cause I mean-
first story to start out with.
water train.
well, and I mean, it's also
It's the
pulling
same
similar-
principle, yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's like transatlantic boat or something like that,
Yeah.
and not just like, oh, we're on a little ferry that's takes an hour to get from point A to point B.
Mm.
Because if you're in the middle of the ocean, there's only so many ways you can get to the middle of the ocean. So, like, you are somewhere on this boat, and if you try to leave this boat, it will be very obvious, and also we're in the middle of the ocean, so you're not going to get very far.
So I'm now remembering all the times in the Knighthood Lupin cartoon, how many times he's gotten onto a boat, done a thing, and just left on another boat. It's happened so many times.
True. But for most of those, the boat is at least, like, near shore, so it's still stupid, but it at least makes a measure of sense. So, very mild spoilers, but basically the report of, like, oh, Lupin is somewhere on this boat comes when they are, like, in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, he's somewhere on here, I guess. We've been offshore for a while now.
He can't
It's going to take us a
leave.
few days to get to the other side, so I guess we gotta figure out what's going on. But this is hence why earlier I said barring spy thriller nonsense, because if spy thriller nonsense is going on, everything else sort of goes out the window.
Yeah.
Sometimes very literally, they are going out the window.
Oh, it was a very fun introduction. I really like the way they introduced Lupin. Only read the first 2 little stories thus far, but it's enjoyable. It's a good time. I like Lupin. He's funny.
Funny little guy.
He's a funny little guy.
With 2 weaknesses. Lunch and pretty women.
Honestly, valid.
Because I think... Now, granted, I haven't read all of them yet, but, like, all of the stories that I've read, including the novelization of the play, every single time where it's a Lupin has done something and it's going to lead him to either getting caught or almost getting caught, it's either because of food or a pretty lady. Sometimes both.
He's very French like that. I just think he's very funny. And like, even in those 2 stories, there have been many cases of Lupin just being like, well, they thought, obviously, that I would do the smart thing, so I did this dumb thing instead, and they just let me do it. Which I think is just a really funny way.
I mean, to be fair, that was like what people like to point at as being the prototypical, or the prototype for what ended up being Sherlock Holmes was I think it was a Poe story, Edgar Allan Poe. I can't remember the name of the detective or whatever it was. And I read it and thought, was that it? But obviously it's because it's been taken and developed, and people have sort of run with the idea. But it was basically that they caught him because the police couldn't work out how it was done. And the answer was the guy didn't try and hide the thing; it was just there. It's like, oh, okay. Everyone was looking for a hiding place, and I was like, no, it just sort of left it out in plain sight. Murders in the Rue Morgue.
Yeah.
That was a whole other thing. It might have been the same character. I know he wrote a few stories with the same
he wrote a
character.
couple of different mysteries. I haven't read them all. Most of the stuff of his I've read has been the gothic horror stuff.
I remember the Rue Morgue one.
But, yeah, what I like most is that, at least thus far, like, maybe that's just BBC Sherlock having scarred me more than I realized, but I'm just, like, happy he's not, like, a complete asshat despite being really smart. It's like, I am delighted at how delighted he is that he gets to explain things to people. He is just happy to be there and ready to tell everyone how he pulled this off, and it's a good time for everyone. Even the detective is kind of just like, yeah, fair enough, okay, I guess. That one's on me.
There's like one scene I can think of in the books I've read so far where I'm just kind of like, you're just being a total douche canoe for no apparent reason. And that's the one where I kept screaming of like, how many layers of ruse are there in this book? What do you mean that was a trick within a trick? Now this was from the Hollow Needle Bear, where I'm just kind of like, what?
But yeah, he seems pleasant, and I like that. Because with smart characters that pull off heists, it's very easy to make them, like, you know, they have to be the smartest in the room. So I'm glad he's genuinely a gentleman, as in the title of the book. At least thus far.
Kira, I can't believe you had to even ask that. Of course he's pulling a Julia.
Almost. Yeah.
You drew a drawing and then erased it.
Well, it wouldn't make sense otherwise. Also, I'm doing this really quickly, so... Today's speed drawing. I haven't tried to draw really quickly for quite a while, and it's good practice for a draw-through. Even though draw-throughs themselves were supposed to be practice for drawing quickly. I think I'm leaning towards doing a draw through of the first reboot series of Doctor Who. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. But feel free to tell me you're not interested if you're not interested. I like the idea of trying to do half an episode a stream and then you can get a cliffhanger.
Pause every so often for commercial breaks.
It's the BBC, you don't get those.
Miss, why were you fighting tea?
Tea! Same reason folks were fighting wild trains. Ah, ghosts. Gotta move. Body moving. Body moving. Gotta move about.
Move.
Move.
In this economy,
Mr. Bumble voice.
I didn't break nothing. I didn't break nothing. That was Chris's decision.
Broke Saltarello's heart.
Well, that's not my problem.
No, early on, I made a thing about Saltarello looking at themselves in a mirror. And then later I read that they're not supposed to have a reflection. So I thought, that's weird. What if the hand mirror is the only thing they can see themselves in? And then the train crashed and broke Lenore, Clamps' character's music box, which is why they're now giant woman. And so I stole that idea and went, what if the mirror's now broken and they can only see themselves in half of it? Because it's thematic for things that will become apparent.
Yay!
And things I have to write up for cheap, which I was going to do yesterday, and then everything exploded.
No, that's fair. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know where I don't know where it came from, but it is quite boy bandy. Also made of straw, so.
Mm-hmm. Him's a pumpkin man.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkin. Or I guess Scarecrow Man would be a little bit more appropriate, but pumpkin.
Has yet to scare any crows, so.
Yeah. So far, no crows have been scared.
No crows have been harmed in the making of this dandy.
What of other things, though?
So as you can tell, I do not know how to design ornamented furniture. Or mirrors and stuff like that. So I just put vague patterns on it. This looks right,
I
yeah.
mean, looks right, so good enough. I mean, that's what they do with ornamental mirrors anyway, just put stuff on it.
There tends to be a little more thought put into it than that, I hope.
Well, that depends, I think.
Depends on the person making it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one. Say Channel Beauty and the Beast, but I've not seen it. I have not seen it. Them and Jethro can be buds. What Saltarello and Jethro be like together? Menace. Oh well, they're having fun. It's a matter to another face.
Oh, okay. I looked away for a little bit, and suddenly there's blood everywhere.
There's blood.
It's fine.
Is it fine?
It's probably fine.
When in doubt, blood. Yeah, that was the thing I don't think I brought up with enough chutzpah during the RPG. How does a train get bloodied?
It loses half its health.
That's mechanically, I get that.
It's the mechanical term for it, so I'm giving you a mechanical answer. That's just what D&D calls it if something gets below half health.
I want to know. I mean, the answer in this case is Lenore. That's how that gets bloodied. But
Yeah.
Lenore got it bloodied. Matt and...
In this specific case, it didn't become, like, it didn't have actual blood. It's just that it became more crooked.
got oiled. Crooked. Yeah, we can oil crooked. It'd be fun.
It got crooked.
It got crooked. I can ask what I like, miss. Particularly in a party where one of our characters has a spell to just bring on period cramps. Not
What,
used
miss?
yet. Hasn't been used
Hello.
yet. Oh.
I'm listening. Hi. What if it's a Juliet Ruffy train? Then it could lead. I mean, the train's already gone, is the thing.
We saved the train.
Yeah.
It did have a
The
face.
train's gonna go to repair shop. Along with the frog that rides it. Could be a feral train. I mean...
Feral implies that
could
trains are
be.
usually domesticated.
In
I
the
mean,
woods. I hate us.
Saltarello, who has never seen a train before, did imply it needed to be tamed. So...
Oh... Dang.
Yeah, legendary actions are great, because you're like, oh, come on. You have a plan, and then you go, oh, damn it. Bloody legendary actions. Thomas the Tank Engine is a perfect example of train domestication. Can't wait to make a Monster of the Week game. Yee.
I gave Miss a fun spoiler for way, way down the line.
Ooh, secrets. No,
Just
Kira.
for funsies. That's gonna be way down the line, but you know.
Ooh. I missed there was a briar.
Yes, you did.
Also, don't worry, miss, about putting filters on pictures. I have to go through so many layers just to make it look like it wasn't taken inside a microwave. There's the BriarArt in the Discord.
Yeah, don't worry. Legendary actions aren't infinite.
Yeah, they're just annoying.
Just annoying. You might still panic about them, but we've all been there. Know
Yeah.
that.
I think I got desensitized because my first D&D experience, my first RPG experience, was in the what's it called? The Hell Inferno. And
Yeah.
seemingly bloody everything had legendary actions in that. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
is that just what D&D is? I guess.
Usually, like, important bosses have legendary actions. And in the Hell game, we just came across a lot of those, because it's Hell.
It's Hell.
Alright, Kira, it's fine. This was your first experience with something like this, and that's okay. And next time, you know, it's still gonna be okay.
Also, I believe towards the end of us playing Solasta, we came across some people with legendary actions in, and they were just as annoying in that.
Yeah, legendary actions are just annoying.
We don't get those.
Also legendary resistances. um
crispy vegetable parsnips. What
In our
are you
PHP box
drawing?
Where it's say,
Stop this
hey, we've now
nonsense
got
right
around
now.
2 and things have gotten weirder.
I think that was supposed to happen with Bloodied, but we killed the train too quickly. I'm drawing I'm drawing Acton. Sorry, carry on.
You guys killed the train too quick, and it would have regained some health on its turn, because it was near another one of the canisters.
Yeah, I was expecting
The
6
salt
refills.
Yeah. But you killed it before that, so, you know. Kira did so much damage.
Matt and Wemble did not allow a phase 2.
No. Matt and Wimble were like, absolutely the fuck not. Get this train out of here. Plams. It's a plan.
Change your Twitch name to Plamp underscores. Eat you! You have a sword, that's how we can tell.
A sword.
Played a tiny bit of Pokemon today and fully laughed at the Water Gym battle. Water Gyms? Water Gym?
Which Pokemons? Oh, so are you having fun with the Pokemons? Ah,
Shield.
soccer Pokemons.
Soccer. I mean, yeah.
Shield, but... No, sword, but...
Swordward and Shieldbird.
Swordwood. Swordwood. It's the one that deserves to be kicked off a cliff.
If they had just, like, put the sword hair the other direction.
It could have actually looked like normal hair. But no.
Yeah, it could have worked. The shield hair was fine. Goofy but understandable. The sword hair was indefensible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also Plamps. Some Crooked Moon doodles, including the hair over the train. I don't know if I've done what's going on the other side of the train justice.
Oh no. Poor Acton.
Acton's having a time.
Entirely valid. Considering he's no fucking idea what happened.
And not a clue. Just keeps getting picked up, dragged around. Apparently people keep getting murdered. Almost got arrested for inciting a revolution despite not knowing what's happening. And now he's on a boat and has discovered that he gets seasick. It's a great time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Acton's going through. Like, I feel like, because, so for context, Paimon tried to do a murder. They succeeded. Was a whole thing. It was not with the party. Only Diadema was there from the actual party. The others were all NPCs.
The word murder
Paimon doesn't trust anyone to shut the fuck up. Which, considering everything else that's happened, valid.
Yeah. Not wrong on that count specifically.
So yeah, the murder did happen. We did kill the guy that we wanted to kill. Things still might have been pretty bad. Still, somehow that was not the worst, I think, that happened in that session. Considering everything Asriel was doing.
There's one way to not feel bad about the incompetence of your character. It's to be in a party with Asriel.
It's honestly impressive.
And he can apparently fly now? That bodes well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue, isn't it? Let him perish. He wants to.
Certainly seems that way, but
I mean,
he has.
yeah.
To be fair, he
Palemon
has.
is very much at that state of, I wouldn't even call it acceptance. It's just, if that guy wants to get killed by the stupid shit he's doing, fuck it, let him.
Acton's getting there with that opinion. He's close. Acton's not okay.
Acton's not okay. He needs a vacation.
That's very silly, miss. Go, sleepy vile plume. Someone call his sister to come get him. Oh, he wishes. I also wish, because I quite like the idea of playing a monk. I got to play Leland, that was fun. I didn't have to deal with a massive list of spells.
Mm.
You know, that would be just like a hilarious way of implementing a character change. Just a character's like, oh, nope, Cope, I'm out. Sis, come pick me up. And Sis is like, okay, cool. I've dealt with you. I guess I'm now going to fix whatever is left over here.
I mean, she would probably become like the group's leader by virtue of just
for sure.
having a modicum of competency and gumption.
At this point, I don't think the party has a leader.
No. The closest we had was Palimon, and after everything he's just done. Also,
Yeah,
I would really like to emphasize.
You don't know about that.
Yeah, we don't know about that yet, but we'll find out.
Not if we keep our fucking mouths shut.
The thing I would like to emphasize to people who don't know, when Jeeb says Palimon did a murder, what they mean is that Palimon did a political assassination.
Yes.
Snuck into the grounds of a grand estate and killed an aristocrat.
Yeah.
We were ushered out of the city by the Queen.
Who is also Palimon's aunt.
Yeah, who's rather mad at Palimon.
Sounds based.
Oh, it was.
Listen, I think you gotta understand what you gotta understand about this whole thing, is that Palimon is like 20. He is 20 and his dad is a drunkard king that doesn't give a shit about him. And his mother has been kidnapped by a dragon. And I feel that explains everything about him.
It explains a decent amount, yeah. And this person, may I remind you, is the competent member of the group.
Oh yeah, he managed to do a whole political assassination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went
But
well.
also, I do want to give the context that I was like, I think I was like one turn away from having to make a new character at one point.
Very, very nearly died. Saved, I believe, by the incompetency of another character. Who somehow managed to walk around in a circle and end up behind the people trying to kill Paimon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the Lady of Coins, I guess, actually. Somebody competent was there.
Yeah, Odyssey is still super keen to kill everyone. That is always going to be true.
Yeah.
We're almost at the boat plans.
Oh, yeah.
It maybe exists. It might actually exist.
After several
Boat
weeks
real?
of after several weeks of Acton trying to get people to go to the bloody boat, we get dragged out of the city to go to the boat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's entirely fair. It's mostly like if it wasn't for Sirius's whole deal, Paimon would have been with Acton the entire way of just, let's get the fuck out of the city. Let's go do the thing. Let's get the boat.
Acton and Arya, we went to do some research. We got information about the boat and where to get it and what we might face when we get there. And then we come back and go, let's go to the boat. And one character goes, no, actually, I'm going to do secrets. And another character goes, I'm going to make a bag full of baboons. And that's what Acton has to deal with on a daily basis.
And then later he gets dragged along to the boat anyway.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is, D&D has a bit of a history when it comes to baboons and shenanigans, so have fun with that.
Oh, that was... It's already been an entire thing. That... dang bag of baboons took up entirely too much of my brain space. Which, for reference, is because Azrael got a bag of tricks, of which you can summon animals, and then got really obsessed with the idea of a bag to modify the bag so it could only summon baboons.
Despite not knowing what a baboon was.
Despite not knowing what a baboon was, and he even managed to get a literal god to come over. Because the said god thought something important was going on.
I mean, something was, but wasn't informed of it.
No. But he wanted said god to come over to make the bag of tricks into a bag of baboons for him. I want to say this took place over like 3 or 4 sessions.
I've accidentally made a postcard.
Safe travels.
Safe travels.
Yes, miss. Jet to holiday. Well, now you gotta say it. No, that wasn't my character. This was a different character.
Yeah, this was Asriel.
Someone else is not Palimon.
Chibi was the one who was doing an assassination.
Yeah, Palimon was too busy committing or trying to plot a political assassination for this. And also mostly getting his ass beaten during the games, but then winning, somehow winning the pugilist one.
Yeah. One boxing against a
As
6-armed giant.
the tiniest guy there. Which I still think is very funny. All just very strong, very muscular, very big people, including a giant person with 6 arms. And somehow the one who wins the boxing event is the tiny bird guy with the waist of a toothpick. Sounds accurate. Did you ask him out afterward? No. He sent me flying across the entire arena.
The question remains.
No.
No.
Lemon thus far has not asked out anyone. And probably will remain that way because he's a very awkward 20-year-old.
Can't ask someone out on a date. Can plan a political assassination.
Yeah, no.
What? Kinda.
Also debatable, but you know, it worked out.
Can
somewhat
survive a political assassination.
Yeah. Can survive a political assassination. Would not be able to survive a date.
Also, don't worry, miss. From what I heard of the original Odyssey campaign, Cheap's characters falling for NPCs is not unheard of.
No. Baby had a really sweet romance going on.
Yeah.
But Lyman thus far has not.
I feel like, just like in RP in general, anytime you introduce an NPC, you run the risk of someone or the entire party falling in love with the NPC in some way, shape, or form, either in character or out of character.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that means romance, and sometimes that means this is our child. And sometimes that means we're now going to bully this man because it's funny when he squeaks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I already have a new NPC that I've gotten attached to over this campaign, which is Callister. It's not romantic, because it's Paleimon's brother. That would be very awkward. But it is very funny. Well, listen. The thing is, said 6-armed beefcake was also very rude. Bird bro, not a bird. We met Callister in this city, which was the first time they've ever actually met each other. They're half-brothers, technically. Thanks to Paleimon's dad being, you know, a drunkard god who likes to bed a lot of women. Callister is also a prostitute.
Sex work.
Sex worker. The sex worker is the better word for it, yeah. But they're just, which was kind of awkward in the beginning, especially since Azrael immediately decided to take that as his cue to sleep with Callister, and then promptly forget his name every single other time they interacted. So at this point, Paleiman is just kind of protective over his brother. It's like, well, now he's mine. Now he's my brother, and nobody's gonna say a mean word about it. Yeah. I mean, it would be even more of a problem, but also this has happened with, I think, literally every NPC that Azrael has interacted with. The forgetting their names part, not the sleeping with them part. But, yeah. Which is definitely also part of the reason why Palamon is just like, at this point of just like, well, Azrael's gonna have to figure it out or die. Like, not gonna save him if this kills him. But yeah, they're brothers now, and Callister helped Palamon with the political assassination thing, and so, you know, they're in this together.
A little brotherly bonding exercise.
Classic brotherly bonding exercise for you. Assassinate the city's slave owner. Owner of the slave market and such. Yeah, I mean, the guy deserved to be assassinated.
Oh yeah, no one's arguing that.
No.
Mainly the means.
Mm. Yeah, it could have gone better. Then again, it also could have gone a lot worse, so, you know.
Yeah, everyone survived. Well, everyone on our side survived. Almost everybody on the other side didn't.
Yeah.
Who is Azrael? Do you need him? Azrael is big Minotaur
Legit.
who is doomed to die and has taken that as his cue to just run headfirst into everything.
Yeah. Which is very much not how that works, I think.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Has already died once.
Has already died once. So, which, like, I think in Odyssey, basically everyone gets, like, one chance, like, one extra death.
Oh, do we?
But there will be conditions attached to it.
Oh, right.
Um,
Well, no, for Azrael's character, he, like, gets 3 by default.
but, yeah, I think next time Azrael would be permanently dead if he dies again. But it takes so much to kill him.
That's because Acton's there.
Yeah. Once Acton, like, is so done with it that he's just, like, is like, no, figure it out, then it's over for Azrael, I
Yeah.
think.
Does Wimble wear shoes? Probably not, right?
I mean, we talked about Wimble's foot bones in a previous conversation at one point.
Yeah, I scrolled up to a little doodle and there's, like, stuff down to the feet, so... Down to the toes.
Cute. Oh, bye, Beth.
Ah, bye, Bet! You also stay warm. And thanks for chilling. Or warming. But yeah, like the... my original note that I took down as things to draw was Wimble holding baby goat above wolves like a rugby ball. But then there was the scene of Wimble just running away from wolves, putting it down and shouting, "Sit!" And it sits down. I was like, ah.
Hee. I think I'm also gonna head out
Yeah.
already.
Thanks for chilling and chatting. It was lovely.
Yeah. Good chats.
Good chats.
Good friends.
No, you.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, Gabe.
Oh, you're fried as well. I think this is a fried day. I felt like acting there most of the day. So we could call it here just a little bit early. I don't have anything else to draw. If you're cold has taken her energy, yeah. Twitch! Be nice to Kira. Yeah, we can call. Look at that. I'd have missed that one. You chanting out these faces. They look like people with faces and facial structure and skulls and stuff. It's
This is
7.
a really funny way to describe someone. You look like you have a skull. Yeah, I should hope so.
Make a drawing look like it has a skull. That's what's impressive. Did 7 that worked. Which means you probably did more than 7.
I mean, I don't think your bingo card says that you need to draw good male faces.
Yeah, well, use the technicalities to your advantage. There's a limit. It's a limit to all we can take of your self-deprecating nature. But yeah, I'm happy to call it there. Streams used to end at 9. Does anyone remember that? For the sake of nostalgia, before there's another power cut, we'll swoosh away. So cold. Get warm. Get hot choc. And then bathe in it or something. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Hope you had a nice stream. We'll be back on Tuesday with the end of Silk Song ? Maybe? I don't know.
You've been saying that for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when
The game keeps going is the problem. But yeah.
Like you've just found a couple of areas where I'm looking at them going, this feels like something you could have found earlier.
Yeah.
So there's even more game in this game.
More game. More game. But we are going towards the last of what is probably the last 3 things you got to do before the last thing you've got to do. I'm guessing, maybe. Oh, hello, Pickle. Pickle is also saying it's the end of the stream. And yeah. Hey. Getting scritches. Just getting scritches. So yeah. So tired. Everybody go relax and get warm and play Animal Crossing or Doodle or whatever. I'm going to try and finish a comic before tomorrow so that I have something to put in the Patreon update. Stream back on Tuesday with Silk Song, Wednesday with either Silk Song or something else, and Saturday with Elden Ring with a janky microphone setup, and then Sunday doodling, etc, etc. You know the drill unless you don't, in which case I've just said it. Also probably next week the video of me making the Christmas cards, because it doesn't look like they're turning up anytime soon. Which is a shame. Boo EU postal system. And Canadian postal system, which, to be fair, has widely publicised issues. Yeah. It's very much making me think I just won't do them this year. If 30% of them are going to go missing. Bad time. Ho hum. What a happy note to end it on. Bye, everybody.